And welcome back into the Sports Source, the segment of our program brought to you by Southeast Termite and Pest Control. We are in the heart of summer, and animals are not spooked by the coronavirus. So if you find a bird, bat, rat, raccoon, snake, fox, porcupine, or any other critter in your attic, basement, crawl space, maybe even living room, then you need to give the Wildlife Division of Southeast Termite and Pest Control a call. They remove the animals for you. They do a good job with that. Southeast Termite and Pest Control, you can take care of stuff inside your house. They can also take care of wildlife inside and around your house. Southeast Termite and Pest Control. All right. 2 Sundays ago, our friend Bob Hodge got symptoms for the coronavirus. Last Sunday, he joined us feeling a little bit better, hoping he was past the worst of it. Just within hours of being on our show, he wound up in the hospital. Now he's out of the hospital and joins us right now. Bob Hodge, how are you feeling?
John, compared to where I was about a week and a few hours ago, fantastic. It seems like this time I have came out of it. I've got a little bit of a residual cough, but you know, being able to just sit here and breathe normally is a wonderful, wonderful thing that people should not take for granted.
Now, you mentioned the word suffocating, and that's a lot of people say that about this disease. It feels like you're suffocating. Was that what you experienced?
Last Sunday afternoon, it felt like I had been working outside on a really hot, muggy day and could not get a breath. And my wife had bought me a blood oxygen monitor, and it was not getting up out of the 80s. You're supposed to be up into the mid-90s. And I literally could not take a deep breath, and that's the reason I decided to go to the emergency room, and that's the reason I ended up in the hospital for 3 days.
And you were lucky with the fact that they gave you the oxygen treatment, and it worked. If that didn't work, then you would have been ICU and probably ventilator,
ICU
correct?
And ventilators and things like that. They put me on oxygen Monday morning. I was on oxygen for 2 days, and it made all the difference. I mean, the treatment I got was fantastic. It was limited, and that's just simply what you run into with this. They don't have a lot of tools in the box right now to deal with this thing. So what they did was great, and it worked. But you're not going to go in there. There's not a magic bullet, you know, behind the hospital walls. You know, it is exactly what you read about. They're feeling their way along, and sometimes things work, and sometimes they don't. And in my case, the oxygen worked fantastic.
You have had double pneumonia in your life. How does this compare to double pneumonia, which is no?
Not even. I've actually had double pneumonia twice in my life, and you know, I was younger, so you got to take that into account. But this was horrible. I mean, this literally, you could not breathe, and there just wasn't any way as deeply as you tried to breathe, you couldn't, and then you would cough everything, all the air that you had just taken in back out. And, you know, the chills and the body aches and all that stuff was bad, but when you get down to where you can't get a good breath and you just feel like you're running out of air, you know, I'm never going to deny it. It scared me, and it scared me good.
In terms of masks, you told me last week after the show we talked on the phone, and I mentioned going to a Tennessee football game, and I said, well, you can still go with your mask, and you said, I don't feel like going to any games, mask or not right now. Is that still your view in terms of where you are with masks? You're going to start wearing them?
I'll tell you what, I'm gun shy. I'm not going to be getting out and doing a lot of the things that I normally do, mask, no mask, and trust me, when I do get out, there will be a mask. But no, I'm going to. This was bad. This was the scary thing. I'm sure that my age had something to do with it, but it is not to be taken lightly. And I think I said it last week. If people think this is the flu, well, maybe for some people it is the flu. For me, it was like nothing I've ever experienced before, in a bad way.
And then there are other people. You know, ironically, you're in the lucky, and there are other people who have it far worse than you. So, Bob, glad you're healthy, and we'll be talking to you soon, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you, John, and I appreciate all the concerns and prayers that I got from people. That really made me feel a lot better, so thank everybody out there for me.
You just did. Very good. Talk to you later, Bob.
All right.
Again, and the interesting thing is, his son has it as well, and they think that it's one of those situations where, and his son was taking it pretty seriously, but younger person gets it. It feels like a lengthy cold to them. It's hard to get over, but it's a cold. But the adult gets it, and it's a much bigger fight. And if you get someone that's a grandparent, for example, it could be deadly. It could be deadly for anybody, but the older you get, the worse it gets. So it's the idea that this is, it's just somebody else. If there were 150,000 people dying of shark attacks right now, there'd be a lot fewer people going in the ocean. But because we don't see this, it's like, it's not really out there. I can't see it, so it's not real. It's real. Whether or not you're the lucky one who doesn't get the bad case or not, don't take the chance. That's why as soon as we leave the set here, I'll be putting on my mask when I'm out amongst you. All right, do the same. When we come back, let's talk about some of these teams that are getting the virus right now. There's a belief that, hey, better get it now than in September. Is that true? We'll discuss. Come on back.